Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? How you doing today, Sonia? Hey, Clayton, how you doing today, buddy? Appreciate you stopping by. Hope everybody's doing well today. What is today? Today is Wednesday, I think. Hey, Jaden, how you doing? Yep, I think today is Wednesday. Appreciate everybody coming by. Hope everybody out there is doing well, staying safe. This weather's finally out of here. I hope. It looks like the weather's finally gone. A little bit rough here yesterday and last night. A little bit rough yesterday afternoon and last night here. Hey, Aurora, how you doing? Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, it was unreal here for probably about 10 hours yesterday. About 10 hours. But the sun's out now. It's clouding up a little bit now. I shouldn't say that. The sun's been out today. And it looks like it's clouding up a little bit. So I guess we're back into our like 40-50% chance of afternoon thunderstorms every day. Appreciate the like and share, Arlene Verdita. So hopefully we'll get back to normal here with our weather pattern. How much money you winning, Dragoon? How much money you won? I saw your Instagram post. You and that young lady dressed up in that outfit. I hope you're behaving yourself out there, Dragoon. Yeah, I hope you're behaving yourself. Whatever you win, you got to split with me. Failed. I only have 100. What? Yeah, Clayton, we had some terrible storms here yesterday. It was absolutely horrible. As fast as one tornado warning would expire, another one would start. On and off and on and off for about 10 hours. Aurora said, lots of rain here too. Did it warm up any, Aurora? Did you at least warm up? You only got $100, Dragoon. Dang, brother. Wow. Oh, Hillbilly told you don't go out there and blow all your money. I warned you. Nobody listens to me, though. Nobody listens to me. They say, he's just a dumb old hillbilly. He don't know what he's talking about. Aurora said, no, it's cold. Brr. Y'all was watching God the Good One. I think it was yesterday morning or day before yesterday over in England, and it was raining. It's like every single time I go to one of his live streams, it's raining. I don't know how everybody over there in that part of the world does it. I could not stand getting that much rain as those people live with. I can't imagine it. Rain, 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 rain. It's got to be tough. Everywhere you go, you get soaking wet. You got to carry an umbrella and trying to tote your groceries in and out of the rain. And it's just a mess. A mess. That's one thing I would love to do is gamble. I hear you, Clayton. I ain't got enough money for that. I had my share of that back when I was younger. I gave that up a long time ago. I couldn't win nothing. Couldn't win nothing. Especially in them casinos. It's tough to win in them places. Tough to win there. And then I see some people, they say they win every time they go. I know some people say, "Oh, I win every time I go to the casino." I'm not one of those people. I do not win every time I go. It does not happen. I lose every time I go. Just about every time I go, I lose. But Dragoon Gaming just turned 21. He's a young feller out there having fun. If I could afford it, I would have probably done the same thing at 21. Unfortunately, at 21, I was in the military on submarines and was already a dad at the age of 21. So that was my gambling, I guess. Yeah, we'll see what happens, Clayton. We'll see what happens. I know they're all saying that July was like the hottest month ever recorded. So I don't know. Reminds me of that movie Waterworld. I don't know if y'all remember that movie or not, that Kevin Costner movie. It's called Waterworld. Water covered everything, and everybody went to living on floating boats and floating houses and floating everything on the water. It's called Waterworld. Dragoon said, "I wish I was in California." What? But yeah, everybody said that movie was far fetched. I don't even remember when that movie came out. I guess back in the 80s. Must have been back in the 80s, I guess, when that movie came out. And who would have thought? Who would have thought that that could ever be a possibility? Dragoon Gaming says, "I wish I was in California." I hear you, my friend. You ain't that far away, dude. Las Vegas ain't that far from California. It's not that far. Old people up home used to say it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Las Vegas to California. A hop, skip, and a jump, and you'll be there. It's funny, some of those sayings that old people used to say. Boy, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump over there. I ain't never been anywhere that I could take a hop, a skip, and a jump and be there. Maybe from the bed to the bathroom. That's about how far that would get me. So what's going on out there in the real world? I guess they're going to announce, folks, that 8 months. The rumor is they're going to announce that 8 months after you've had your second jab, you need to go for number 3. I guess they're going to start that next month. 8 months after the second jab. That's what they're saying. I don't know. Hey, Amazing Maisie, how you doing today? So yeah, they're talking about you got to get the booster. I don't know if they're going to do it in age groups again this time or how they're going to do it, but looks like we're going to need number 3. Number 3, folks. I got my second one 5 months ago. No, Sonia, it's probably the worst electrical storm I've ever been through in my life, Sonia. The whole house vibrated, literally vibrated for hours and hours and hours. It was continuous lightning, continuous thunder. We had a small tornado 20 miles southwest of me. Another one northwest of me was actually ended up being 2 northwest of me. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was the worst lightning storm I've ever seen. Usually here when it rains, it cools off. Yesterday, it was so humid. At 10 o'clock last night, it was still storming. And that you couldn't even breathe. It was so humid from the tropical moisture. I've never had an electrical storm here that lasted continuously that long. It went on for over a 10-hour period. It was horrible with the lightning. But luckily, I did not get one here. We were under a tornado watch, and then we were under severe thunderstorm warnings. But the tornadoes, the storms that caused the tornadoes went just west of me. I could see the bad storms right across the field here in front of the house. But God, the lightning, the thunder and the lightning was just unreal. Hello, Hillbilly. I told you that Tony and SF Rose would get you. I hear you, Papa Smurf. I hear you, brother. But yeah, we didn't have no TV. Couldn't watch TV. The power went on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. No TV. It was a miserable afternoon and evening. Mason says we may have a hurricane coming next week. Dang. Clayton said, I wish I was in Dubai. I hear you. I have no, Sonia, the problem with yesterday was, Ivis Journey, how you doing? The problem with yesterday was that tropical storm that came up out of the Gulf, the tropical depression, was just east of Atlanta, Georgia. Exactly between 180 and 200 miles to the east of that storm. It just continuously kept pumping thunderstorm after thunderstorm after thunderstorm. It didn't stop. It just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And it just kept over the same area, the same area, the same area. And it just wouldn't stop. It's all from that tropical depression. It was the remnants of it was just west of, or just east of Atlanta. But between 180 and 200 miles east of that, it was this constant tornadoes and lightning and thunder and rain. They're saying parts of western North Carolina got like 9 inches of rain is what they're reporting. So it wasn't just here in South Carolina. It was all the way up into North Carolina too. I got you, amazing. What's up, brother G Kicks? What's up, my Carolina brother? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming in, G Kicks. Hey, Nell Court, how you doing today? Yeah, it showed Canton, North Carolina, which is just west of Asheville, North Carolina. There are people in boats going up and down the roads in Canton, North Carolina from all the rain. Hey Bree, how you doing today? Yeah, it was absolutely crazy weather. Absolutely, it was horrible, horrible, horrible. Hey, how the garden? How you doing? Beautiful Behold, how you doing today? Neil said, not holding court today. Dang, Neil. Why are you not holding court? But yeah, the bad thing is our hurricanes, our tornadoes down here, knock on wood, they weren't big, but we had one set down over at the nuclear power plant in Jenkinsville. So late yesterday afternoon, there one set down up there at the nuclear power plant. So everybody was worried to death about that. Yeah, thank God yesterday's over, G Kicks. It was horrible down here, brother. Brady says 22 minutes and a phone call on hold. Who you trying to call? Dude Love? He never answers. I hear you, How to Garden. Sonia says Nell is not holding court because her feet hurt. I hear you. Oh, shoot, I forgot to drop the link if anybody wanted to come up. I forgot to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. But yeah, we couldn't keep the TV on. The power kept going on and off, on and off. It was a mess. Pop Smurf says, who you on the hole with, the government or an airline? Yeah, don't ever try to call that Social Security line, y'all, if you want to try to talk to somebody. That is one phone number that you do not ever want to dial if you want to try to talk to somebody, is that Social Security phone number. I don't think there's anybody at the Social Security office that answers the telephone. He's trying to schedule a regular doctor appointment for daughter before she starts school. I got you, Bree. Neil said, no one has heard from Vermont. I haven't heard from him. Of course, I didn't look at my Instagram today. I did not check my Instagram today. Today's his 3:30 doctor's appointment. $3:30 doctor's appointment today. I hope he don't get mad and leave that one. Yeah, I hope you don't get upset and mad and leave that doctor's appointment today. He needs to get checked out. I got my blood work. I was able to log into the VA. I had to set up an account and log in. And I can log in and look at my lab work, but I don't know what none of that stuff means. So I can't talk about it because I don't know what none of it means. I have some things that says low and I have some things that say high, but I don't know what none of that means. I don't know what all them abbreviated letters are and all them big words are and all that stuff. So I cannot read my lab report. So I don't know. I know it's my total cholesterol. I think it out to the side it says should be less than 200. Mine's at 145. 145. So I'm assuming that means my cholesterol is good. That's about the only number I remember off of the whole thing. It's about this long. And like I say, I don't know how to read all that stuff. I don't know what none of it means. But I do know that the total cholesterol number said 145. It's supposed to be less than 200. So I must be good in that part. And the couple of things I was high on, I was just barely high above the top number. It tells you it should be between here and here. A couple of them, I was just barely above the top number. And like two of them, I was just barely below the bottom number. So I'm assuming it was good. Nah, I ain't worried about it, Neil. I ain't worried about it, Neil. Nobody called and told me to come to the hospital immediately, so I'm assuming it means I'm good. I'm assuming it means that my blood work was good because they didn't call me and they didn't text me and they didn't send me no emails, none of that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming it was close enough to good to where I'm good. Still waiting on radiology to get a hold of me about my CT scans. Tomorrow will be the 7th day. So if I don't hear nothing by about lunchtime tomorrow, I'll have to call them about that. And I still do not have an appointment yet for the urologist at the VA yet. So I've still got a couple of issues there. I got to see the urologist and get some CT scans, but it's all I can, from looking at those numbers, look like, 95% of all my numbers were within what the little chart beside of it said it's supposed to be. So I'm assuming I'm good to go on the blood work. My blood pressure was good, so I guess the blood pressure medicine's working, and I guess the cholesterol medicine's working. One of them it was just barely high. I mean, just barely high. Might have been my glucose, maybe. Might have been glucose, but it's just barely high. Barely high. I think that the normal range was up to 0.29, and I'm like a 0.31 or something like that. So I'm just barely high on that. So I guess not eating snacks and cakes and ice cream and all that other stuff must be helping me on my blood work, I guess. Good thing I didn't have that done about 8 or 9 months ago. Woo. Woo. When I was living on nothing but sweets, I would have been really bad then. And I have no idea how to read the urine test thing either. I have no idea what all that stuff means, enzymes, proteins, all that other stuff they're talking about on there. I have no idea what that is. As best I can tell, it looks like on my urinalysis that I might have had an issue with my red blood count, white blood count. And they did the blood work for prostate cancer screening, I guess, thing. And they gave you what your readings are supposed to be. And I'm in the normal range for that. So my prostate cancer screening fell in the normal stuff. So that's what I was worried about. That was the biggest thing I was worried about, was that. But that's the first time I ever had it checked. So it came back in the normal range, according to that, what I looked at on the VA website and my laboratory results. That's what I'm trying to say. Whew. Like I say, you got to be a jailhouse doctor to understand any of that stuff. Yep. A jailhouse doctor to be able to read all that stuff. So we will see. Looks like he's added a couple of more medicines to me, though. But I think he's giving me some stuff for my nasal drainage. Since I have my teeth full, I got a constant sinus drainage going on. So I think he gave me some medicine to take for that. But I don't know. I ain't got my medicine in the mail yet. I had to go yesterday and refill one of the ones that the VA is going to give me and refill the one that the VA does not offer that medication. So I had to go get those done at my pharmacy yesterday. And they're it's $45 a month for those two medicines. But hopefully my VA medication comes in the mail, I hope today. Hopefully it comes today. Well, I mean, I don't have to have it today. I've got enough to last me now with what I paid for yesterday out of my own pocket at the pharmacy. But I'd still like to just get it and know that I'm on the mailing list and they have the right address and all that kind of stuff to get everything started. To know what's going on. That's a song, wasn't it? What's going on? Have to be careful saying that name. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I have to watch what I say here on YouTube, but I guess the Taliban can say whatever they want to on Twitter or Facebook or one of them. I don't know which one of it is. They're letting the Taliban pump out online. But I have to watch everything I say over here on mine. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that word twice. I don't know. Probably will. But yeah, congratulations to TR Nayiri X. TR Nayiri X. TR, his channel Glasses Kingdom hit the 100K. So congratulations to him. His channel Glasses Kingdom hit 100K family members. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I guess that was what, day before yesterday? Yesterday or day before yesterday? He hit the big 100K family members. That's pretty cool. Now, I just don't think anybody's saying anything, Neil. I'm just sitting up here running my mouth. I don't think anybody was saying anything, Neil Court. Everybody's too busy. Everybody's too busy to be chatting, I guess, Neil. But yeah, hopefully Vermont finds out something good today, y'all, at his doctor's appointment. Try to get him squared away, back ship. Get him back in ship shape. That would be a good thing. Get him back in ship shape. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you're the only one talking on the chat now. You are the only one talking on the chat. There's the Gaming Prince. What's up, Gaming Prince? How you doing today, my friend? Appreciate you stopping in. Hope you're having an awesome day today. But yeah, I guess they're supposed to announce at 4:30 today about the third jab here in the United States. Looks like that's going to happen, folks. Jab number 3 coming. Aurora said, I'm still here. Papa Smurf's still here now. But yeah, I'd like to go ahead and get the third one and get it over with. They're saying the rumor is you got it's 8 months after you had your second jab. I'm only at 5 months. I'm only at 5 months. Sonia says she hadn't escaped yet. So yeah, if it's 8 months, I'm only at 5 months. I still got 3 more months. That'll put me November the 25th. That'll be what? Right around Thanksgiving, I guess. For number 3, I'd just soon go ahead and get it over with. That's the way I feel about it. If you're going to do it, do it. Go get it and get it over with. Sonia says she's at 3 months. Yeah, the rumor is 8 months after jab number 2 is what I was reading earlier. But I think they're supposed to make some kind of announcement at around 4:30 today. Yeah, something about around 4:30. I'm right up the road from Aiken, Danny Stout. I'm not that far from Aiken, buddy. Probably 35 minute drive, Danny, on the 2-lane road. 40 minutes on a 2-lane road, brother. From Aiken. Yeah, they already told everybody that has issues, heart transplants or organ transplants, cancer, all that stuff, immune deficiency, all that. They already told them to get their third. But I think they're announcing it at 4:30 today. Everybody else, like I say, the rumor is 8 months after jab number 2, you get number 3. That's for Pfizer and Moderna. They said they haven't had no reports yet about the J&J. Nothing about the J&J. Yeah, I used to go fishing in Clark Hill with my grandfather, Danny Stout, years ago when I was a kid. When I was a kid up in Western North Carolina, I used to go down there bass fishing with my grandfather years and years and years ago. That's the only time I ever went there. Went there as a kid bass fishing with my grandfather way back in the day. Lord, I wasn't but 10, 11, 12, 13 years old maybe back then. Is the last time I was there, Danny. I used to have some big largemouth bass in there. Yeah, I think that lake goes across the Georgia South Carolina state line. The whole lake used to be Clark Hill, but on the South Carolina line, I think they call it Lake Strom Thurmond now or something like that. And you stationed at Fort Gordon. Yeah, it ain't far from Fort Gordon. Yeah, it ain't too awful far from Fort Gordon. Yep. I used to water ski up in Western North Carolina at a lake called Lake James. Lake James, down around Marion, North Carolina. We used to go down there a lot, water skiing when I was a kid. Back then, they had a bunch of little small islands. You could go out and camp on the islands for the weekend or for a week and go water skiing. That's what we used to do. Stationed at Fort Gordon. Yeah, I don't know nothing about them during Army bases. I don't know nothing about them during Army bases. To be honest with you, I don't know that much about the Navy bases. I was went to boot camp in Orlando. I went to several schools there at the training facility in San Diego. And then all the rest of my schools was in New London, Connecticut, Groton, Connecticut at sub school up there. I went to a bunch of schools there. And then I went to school out on Ford Island in Pearl Harbor. And I went to school and they flew me back one time to go to Mare Island, California for crypto school. But the only base that I was ever at in the United States, in the physical United States, was New London, Connecticut sub base. That's the only base I was ever at for a ship or submarine wise in the United States. I was always stationed overseas. Hey, Maria Cervantes, I thought you got lost, young lady. How you been doing? Appreciate you coming by. I hadn't seen you in forever. But yeah, I was stationed in Sasebo, Japan. I was stationed in Subic Bay, Philippines on the sub. I spent 6 weeks going to SRC 20 school on Ford Island, and the sub come out of dry dock in Subic Bay, and I picked up the sub. We had to recertify everything in Pearl Harbor, and then we went back to Sasebo. And then I transferred up to Yokosuka, Japan. Last 2 months I was overseas. I worked at the up at SyncPac or Com Subgroup 7. Com Subgroup 7 in Yokosuka. I hear you, How to Garden. Danny says went to crypto school too. I got you. Yep. That was my job on the submarine, Danny. I was the crypto custodian, my friend. I was the crypto custodian on board the submarine. It's so weird because every day I'd have to go in the Radio Shack and break out the blender and have to have a witness with me and blend everything up every day. Every day's codes used to get blended up in a blender. Yep. Those were the days. Yeah, Danny, I was the only radioman on the submarine that could break messages for the captain. I had a top secret COIs only. That's what I had, Danny. Top secret COIs only. So anytime something came in, a message came in that said COIs only, if I wasn't on watch on the submarine, they'd have to come and get me up out of bed. And then me and the captain were the only ones that was allowed in the Radio Shack. And I would have to set up the crypto equipment and run it and break it and the message for the captain. So yeah, I had top secret COIs only. I hear you. Yep. Hey, James, guy, how you doing today, buddy? Had a garden said I was a AE in the Navy. They could have sent me anywhere, but they sent me back to Florida. Yeah, Danny. Funny story, Danny. You'll appreciate this, brother. Uh, we used to have to keep. We had paper bags. Anything that was confidential and secret, we used to keep in paper bags, and we'd have to staple all the messages up in paper bags, and we'd have to number them and log them, and we'd put them up in the overhead all over in the Radio Shack. When we'd pull into port in Subic Bay, we'd have to get the duty truck, and I always had to take a witness with me. We'd load up all the bags into the duty truck, and we drove way back up in through Navy housing up into the jungle. They had a burn facility, and all it was a big fire pit out in the middle of the jungle, Danny. And we'd have to sit there and burn all the bags of confidential and secret messages. And we used to throw stuff at the monkeys, and monkeys would throw stuff back at us. But that's where we had to burn for seeing up there. It was like the old timey cooking grills that had a little furnace on it. We'd light a fire, and we'd have to sit there and tear open the paper bags and sit there and burn messages all day long in the middle of the jungle up on top of Navy housing in Subic Bay. But yeah, whatever you threw at the monkeys, they'd pick it up and throw it back at you. Yep. But anything TS and above, all crypto, all that stuff got whenever the captain got through reading them and the crypto equipment, we always had to blend it up in the blender and then pour it down into the ship sewer, the sub sewer. But you always had to have that witness with you. Sonia says, I have escaped. I have escaped. Yeah, they used to take that crypto stuff and that top secret stuff. You know, that used to be a big to do. I got you, Danny. Got you, brother. Yeah, it actually was, Dan, Papa Smurf. Yeah, it was. It was a pretty good day to do the burn run because you saved some money from going out into town and wasting all your money and drinking and hanging out in bars. So, yeah, burn day wasn't too bad, brother. It's just the responsibility of it, Papa Smurf. If you make a mistake as a crypto custodian, that can get you put in prison. When I first got on the boat, the senior chief was the crypto custodian, but you can only serve so long. And then he made me the crypto custodian, and then he became the assistant crypto custodian, my radioman senior chief on the submarine. But yeah, you don't like handling that stuff because that stuff gets you put in prison, can get you locked up. If you're missing one signature, if you lose one of the codes or something like that, it goes worldwide throughout the military if you screw up on something like that. Yeah, it's not responsibility you want to have. You have to maintain the safe and the contents in the safe, and it wasn't a fun job when you were underway. Yeah, it wasn't that fun. I hear you, brother. I've heard other people say that too, Danny. I've heard other people say that too. It's like Chin-Hay, Korea, Danny. You could just about walk on water in Chin-Hay, Korea. It'd be so cold in the wintertime, we'd pull into there. If you stood for just a little bit in the same spot, top one, if you're on topside watch, your boots would freeze to the hull of the submarine. Topside. That was a cold place. Everything is except open air. Back in the day, it was, Jim. Everything was that was not done voice over air. Other than that, everything was encrypted. Yeah, that's exactly right, Sonia. When we were in, it's funny because in Chin-Hay, Korea, you only had we only had one topside watch person, and you had to worry about your boots freezing to the hull in the wintertime. And then we'd leave from there and go to Pattaya, Thailand. And in Pattaya, Thailand, we had to anchor out in the ocean. We had to have two topside watches, one forward and one aft. We carried shotguns and 45 pistols. And it was just the opposite. You'd absolutely melt standing topside watch anchored off of Pattaya Beach, Thailand. You freeze to death in Chin-Hay, Korea, and you get to Thailand and it'd be 100 degrees. What's up, Eric Garcia? And you have several different systems, Jim. Several different communication systems. And when I say communication, a lot of people think you're talking about on the phone, but I'm not talking about on the phone. I'm talking about teletype messages, stuff like that, not voice messages. And you have several different systems with their own separate crypto that works just for that set of equipment. So you have a main. So we had three different systems that we could transmit typed messages on. Used to be like the ticker tape. Remember the ticker tape, like you used to see back in the old days that the sports bookies used to use, the little ticker tapes. All of our messages that we typed, that's what we did. It punched holes in a tape. And then when you got ready to make your message, you finished your tape, you made any corrections you had to have. And then when you transmitted your messages, you ran your tape through a reader. And then the system would transmit it. Now we had another completely different system. Now you could raise the bra 11 and you could actually type and you could talk to military communication sites, live typing on air. But most of the time you made the message on the punch tape and you just transmitted the punch tape. Gotcha, Jim. See you, Danny. Have a good day, buddy. Yeah, back in the day, Lord have mercy, that's 100 years ago. 100 years ago in the Radio Shack. Every country we went to, if some of their military delegation came on board, they always wanted to come in the Radio Shack. We had to keep the Radio Shack door had a lock on it, a combination lock. And they always wanted to get into the Radio Shack. But we never would let them in the Radio Shack. The Koreans were the worst. The South Koreans, the rock commanders, they always wanted to get inside the Radio Shack. But we never would let them inside. But they always wanted to. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I hope everything come out all right with old Vermont painting photo at his doctor's appointment. Hope everything works out well for him today. Sonia said Jim has a ham license. That's because he's a big ham, Sonia. He's a big old ham with pineapple on it. Yeah, rough weather yesterday, folks. Rough weather. A lot better today. 1,000% better today, to be honest with you. 1,000% better today than it was yesterday and last night. My mom told me last night, for any of y'all, mom's 82, for anybody don't know that. She told me last night, she said, that's some kind of special lightning. And thunder. She said, I've never heard thunder that lasted for hours and hours and hours without stopping or a break in between the thunder. It just steady thundered and lightning for hours and hours and hours. She said that's the first time she had ever seen it in her life. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. But we survived. We survived it. That's all that counts. We survived. Yeah, during Wicked Witch of the East, SF Rose been giving me a hard time on my posts. They had the dogs in it. I'm going to have a word or two with that young lady. I gotta get them witches under control. The Wicked Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the East. I got to get them two witches under control. She was talking about the above ground pool out back, and I told her that was a witch's bird bath for her and Tony Damien. I'm about to reel them two ladies in. Papa Smurf says, good luck. I hear you, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna have to crack down on them too. Break out the old whip. Crack that whip. Crack that whip. I think that was another song from back in the day, too. I don't remember who sung it, but it seemed like that was a song from back in the day. That might have been them weird guys. Yeah, that's it. Sonia Devo. That's right. Them weird looking dudes. First time I seen them on MTV, I was like, what in the world? And who is that? Devo. That's it. That's it. I have to go Devo on them two witches. Crack that whip. I know, Sonia. I was trying to come up with it on my own, Sonia, without having to ask you. I thought maybe I could remember that, but obviously I couldn't. Obviously, my old brain wouldn't register back that far back. I think everything's categorized in my brain back to a certain point in my past in different categories, and every year it kicks off whatever a year out and adds a new year in. I think that's what happens. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. It just throws a year out and it adds the new year in. At least that's what I think happens. Can't be that I'm getting old. That cannot be the answer. That cannot be the answer. Getting old. No, not getting old. Yeah, see, I can't play trivia. For one, my internet's too slow. And for two, I can't remember the answers. But I always blame it on not being dumb. It's just being my internet's too slow. That way people don't really know how dumb I am. So I always tell everybody my internet's too slow to do that, which my internet is way too slow to do it. But I also do not know the answers. Do. I remember that game Trivia Pursuit came out. We used to play that all the time. I hear you, Jim. It does beat the alternative. Yeah, remember that game Trivia Pursuit? Any of y'all? Then they came out with different spin-offs of the original game. I think they came out with what? Music Trivia Pursuit, Sports Trivia Pursuit, all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, I guess what? Tampa Bay and Dallas is going to be the first official first game of the NFL season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. I hear you, Jim. Yeah, I guess Tony Damian and Sid will be watching that. Hey, Naj, how you doing today? Yeah, I guess Sid and Tony Damian will have that on the big screen. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're playing on, is it like September the 10th or something like that? And then I guess the regular games is on the 12th. Weena Cooks. How you doing, Weena Cooks? No, I said I was making dinner. I hear you. All right, guys, hold on just a minute. I'll be right back. I've been on here just a little over an hour. I'll be right back. Give me just a minute. A couple of minutes. I'll be back. Hi guys, we're back. Had to take a break, and then the FedEx man came, bringing a box from Walmart. Dang FedEx and UPS truck sure does come here an awful lot. It's weird. Mom's got that supplemental insurance, and then she's part of that CVS something for her prescriptions, but it's through CVS. Sometimes it comes UPS, sometimes it comes FedEx, and sometimes it comes the post office. Sometimes all three will come in one day. UPS, FedEx, and the post office, and all three of them will have medicine for her from that CVS, whatever it is, where they mail you medicine. So those guys come here all the time delivering stuff. And then when she gets on there ordering Christmas stuff, that gets delivered too. I can't remember what you call that. CVS something. Anyway. You have to stop listening to Bruce, Sonia. I'm starting to worry. I hear you. Lena Cook says, I'm from Korea. I want to be friends. You might love my cooking channel. What part of Korea are you from, Weena Cooks? What part of Korea? I used to have somebody else from Korea that used to come to my live streams way back in the day. And I used to have several Japanese people that used to come. And I used to have a lot of Middle East folks come, and a lot of folks from Africa come. I never could pronounce their names correctly, though. Never could pronounce their names correct. That one girl from Japan, she ended up changing her channel name, but her dad was some big shot. Her name was Suzuki or something like that, but I don't think he was big at Suzuki. He was big at somewhere else. Had his own private plane, and she had her own private security and all kinds of stuff. She used to come to our live streams. But then she started getting trolled, and I know she changed her name. I don't know if she got completely off the platform or not. I think her name was Suzuki, or am I thinking about somebody else being her name? Anyway, her dad was some big shit that had his own private plane, and they had their own private security. Stop listening to Bruce and Sonia. To be honest with you, Papa Smurf, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. Especially from Vermont Paint. He's full of hot air sometimes. Sometimes he's got some good information, but most of the time he's just full of hot air. For anybody that's going to buy Vermont Paint and Photo a Christmas present this year, I have a suggestion. Everybody might want to send him a box of Kleenex. If everybody will send him one box of Kleenex, that should last him all year long. So when he goes to SF Rose and TR's live streams, he can wipe his nose. So everybody make sure and send him a box of Kleenex for Christmas. I'm just saying. That'll be a pretty good, that'll be a useful present to send him this year for Christmas. Ba-ba-ba-bum. So I guess Arlene's laying out of work today. She's pulling the Sonya, laying out of work. Won't get nothing done all day except sleep. But anyway, guys, I guess I'm going to shut this one down early today. Still got a few things to do. I need to go check the mail and see if my medicine came and all that good stuff. So try to figure out what to cook for dinner. We had to have, Mom had pimento cheese sandwich last night. Because like I say, the power kept going on and off. So I guess I'm going to have to come up with something to cook for dinner tonight. But I appreciate everybody that stopped by. Played with my phone, Nell. I played with my phone. Is all I did. Yep, I played games on my phone. The TV would come on. It'd be on for a few minutes, and then it'd go off. It'd come on and go off. Come on and go off. And finally, I went to bed early last night because I was tired of messing with my phone. And then, as usual, I was up at, I think, 4:30 this morning, wide awake. But I appreciate everybody coming. Weena, I appreciate you coming. Feel free to come by every day. South Korea, I got you. But I appreciate you guys. Everybody, please stay safe out there. Everybody that's working, please stay safe. Hey, Skywatcher Footage, I'm getting ready to shut this one down, my friend. But I appreciate you coming by. You guys are awesome. Remember, always be good to yourself and be good to each other. And we'll try to do this again tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.